This portion which happens inside the sprint, we learned in lesson 3 already. But what do we do in order to ensure some events and collaboration at agile release train level? So we call them ART events, like equivalent to Scrum of Scrum. We call it code sense, PO syncs. So some sync up meetings which brings you say on the same page, and some kind of system demos. And we look into the detail of innovation and prioritization. So that's going to be our second topic. And our first topic, PI implementation. Thank you for joining. The second topic is PI execution. Let's begin. Once we are done with it, then we explore about how exactly make customer releases. The topic will also introduce together agile. So we look into that, and we learn how the releases are expected to be managed in a scale agile framework. So that's the third part in lesson 4. Once it is done, then we go to lesson 5, which is a portfolio thing. So as we learned on the day 1, that portfolio is something which takes care of multiple agile release train. It ensures the allocation of right requirement, allocation of right budget, and doing governance on various agile release trains. So we'll learn about how the lean portfolio management, LPM, as somebody asked the full form of it. We spoke about it when we're doing centralized versus decentralized decision making as well. So we'll learn a brief about the lean portfolio management. The Scaled Agile has another 3 days class teaching the details about lean portfolio management, but we will learn sufficiently enough. If someone wants to read further, the scaledagileFramework.com is anyway available. So that's a lesson 5. Once we are done with that, then we will explore how to do implementation of SAFe, as I said before. So there is something called implementation roadmap. Some of you might have already seen the video. That was the last video in our file. So we'll explore how the SAFe implementation roadmap works. Yeah. So these are the 3 lessons and many topics which we are covering. More or less 3 hours in the lesson 4, around 1 hour goes to the portfolio, and probably half an hour to the implementation or implementing SAFe. 15 minutes to half an hour of SAFe implementation roadmap. So that's a high level time distribution for today's class. Any question, comment before we get started?
Hi Saket, Logu here. I just have one question before we start. We use this acronym PI planning, right? But from the glossary where I look from SAFe, it says PI means planning interval. So are we, when you say PI planning, are we referring to program increment planning or planning interval planning?
Now we call it planning interval planning.
Yeah? Okay.
From version 6 onwards, from last 3 weeks, we call it planning interval planning.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because I saw some of your old videos and it says PI means program interval. Yeah. Program.
So that's the version 5. That's the only change they have done. So our videos and the concept and everything remains the same. There is no difference there. The only thing is, as we learn in our new slides, the slides will only talk about planning interval. That's the new terminologies. Yes.
Okay. So the instead of program interval, we are calling it as planning interval.
Yes. So program has been replaced with planning. Rather than calling program board, now we call ART planning board. So there are a little different name, but the content remains the same.
Okay, no, that's fine. That was very clear because that was easy to differentiate. But we keep on using PI interval, PI planning. So I was a little confused whether PI means
planning interval. Yeah, planning interval is the word we will focus on. Yes.
Also,
okay, fine. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Anything else, anyone?
Yeah. Also, the daily scrum has it been changed to team sync?
Yeah. Lesson 3. The daily scrum is team sync. The scrum of scrum is a code sync. Yeah. So that's stuff.
So even in the examination, they'll ask the same, terminologies.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So that's a little. We need to be a little careful about the terminologies, and that's why where our digital workbook plays a role.
Okay.
So we can open up our digital workbook, and that will give us the exact name. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, there is no daily scrum now. They have a new name for whatever they do. Yeah. Anything else? Anyone?
There's one in generic one question. So when we open the, for example, if I go to the SAFe website and I open any particular topic, right? I can go topic by topic. For example, in this where I can see the essential element, the the lean portfolio element or different types of elements, it takes me to different topics. But some of the topics, what we have seen, for example, if you go here and you click on lean, let's say built-in quality, right? Now there it gives a more detailed explanation compared to what we have in the let's say the download which we have, right? So now how should I focus? Should I focus only on the book or should I focus on this? Because what I've seen is there are certain things which are not explained in the book, but it's explained over here in the
Yes.
document here.
Yes. So for exam perspective, the digital workbook will cover 80 to 90% of your questions. Beyond
Okay.
that is not needed from exam perspective. The Scaled Agile has a 14 programs. The Leading Safe is one of them. And I personally believe if someone does all 14, still they will not cover more than 40% of Scaled Agile Framework.com website. Yeah. So the .com website is pretty comprehensive and we should
Yeah.
use it for our usage purpose. So going forward, and that's why I keep bringing you here so that little comfort. So as a result of this training, this website should become comfortable to navigate. Initially, it looks very confusing. So that's the objective we should achieve. Beyond that, for exam, the Leading Safe Digital Workbook is enough. For later on, if you want to get into the details, you will find more and more information here. For example, built-in quality, they have a software engineering course, they have an architect course, and all the things which they might be teaching here and there, plus more things are added in this page.
Yeah, no, that's what the content was too exhaustive.
Yeah.
So to be true, the content was too exhaustive. And if I was thinking of going through what we already went to the class, and I found it to be too exhaustive
Yeah.
if I navigate through this.
Yeah,
Because it was, I couldn't even complete half of it when I start following this method.
Yeah.
So it was very exhaustive. So I just want to know, okay, should my focus should still continue on the book, not on this complete.
Just digital workbook is for the exam. Beyond that,
Okay.
whenever you have an area of interest, particularly, for example, someone wants to understand too detail about Scrum Master role, probably, yeah, then this is a place you go. Yeah, you can say, okay, let me have a little more understanding of a Scrum Master role. They have a lot of things written here. Or someone may want to understand, okay, I'm going to work on features. Why don't I understand what are the features? So what is the examples and details of the feature? Maybe area-wise area. Some of your area of interest, which is directly linked to your role, you may want to read it. Rest you can ignore. Yeah. And read it whenever you need in your workspace.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Anything else, anyone?
Yeah, actually we spoke, you were teaching us about features, epic and stories and all, but regarding this capability, does it split into?
So we have not discussed.
Yeah.
So we have not discussed about capability. Now, this is out of scope of Leading Safe class, but
okay.
But it is a part of the SAFE framework. Now, what does it mean? And more or less, it equates to the logos point as well. So as we learned, the portfolio has their own requirement, which are called epic.
Okay.
And the release train has their requirement, which is called features.
Okay.
Whenever you have a large solution, which means you want to make aggregation of multiple agile release train, and there is someone who is looking at a requirement at a large solution level, that guy creates their list of requirement, which is called capabilities. So capability only comes when we have a large solution implementation. The capability will get divided into feature. Capability actually get implemented by dividing itself in a features and implemented by different agile release trains.
Okay. Thank you.
And we store it in a solution train backlog. Yeah, and it gets prioritized by solution management. It is refined in the solution Kanban board. So in case someone is interested later on, not a part of Leading Safe class, this layer talks about how the solution thing works. It's a relatively small layer. It's just like aggregation of multiple agile release trains. Good. Anything else, anyone? Looks like some of you have done good homework, yeah?
Safed, can you please elaborate more on this committed and uncommitted PA objectives?
We will. That's the 10 minutes from now we will reach there.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a part of our slide. We will spend more time there. Yeah.
Sure.
Good.
And one more thing is I was just going through the content. there is something called as House of Lean, which
That has been removed. Yeah. So where you found it?
during that there was a mock exam that was going
Oh
on.
yeah. Mock exam 5.0 is there. So we have not removed because some of the people are still in 5. So this was another concept which they had. Now in the version 6 they have removed it. That's it. It was having some ideas of lean and agile values. So it was something which has been removed and now refactored into safe values and like the lean thinking principles. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to
So
worry
now
about
we
it.
don't have any concept, something called as House of Lean.
No, it has been
It is not-
retired. Yeah, retired.
Okay.
Yeah. Last 2 weeks ago, yeah, it got retired.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks.
Good,
Thanks.
perfect. Yeah. Okay, so I stick here and show you a little promotional video of PI planning, and then we start and talking about PI planning. Just a second, I need to